Hey guys, I just got back from the movie theater and I'm very anxious to talk about the movie that I saw tonight. There's an old saying that nothing ruins a good movie like money, and that means that when your movie has a really big budget and you run into problems with like the script or the effects or whatever, you can just throw money at the problem and make it go away. You just say, it's alright, we'll fix it in post or something. We can tweak the lighting or the effects or whatever. And a lot of the time, that just leads to really lazy filmmaking. But when a movie has a modest budget, you don't have that luxury, which means that you have to be a lot more meticulous because you have to squeeze those dollars and do a lot more with a lot less. And that's when real creativity and real ingenuity comes out, and that's when we get gems like Little Miss Sunshine or District 9, and in this case, Splice. I really didn't know what to expect going into this movie. I mean, I'd heard good things about it, but at the same time, I'm not really into horror that much. Not that I don't like it, but I just don't scare that easily anymore. You know, I'm starting to feel like I've seen everything. I keep waiting for a movie to come along that does something different, that does something original, something I haven't seen before. Well, guess what? That's what this movie does. Actually, I mentioned District 9. District 9 is a really good movie to compare this to, because like District 9, Splice was shot on a tight budget with no like really big actors, big stars. And also, like District 9 last summer, Splice is guaranteed one of the most intelligent, well-crafted, thought-provoking science fiction or horror films that you will see this year. Because Ron Moore said once that the best science fiction is socially and politically relevant and rooted in something that is real, basically. And that's one of the great things about this movie. It doesn't get outlandish. It's naturalistic. It doesn't like throw in a flying car just for the sake of having a flying car. Everything is done for a reason. And this is one of those movies that you'll be thinking about for a long time afterward. It has ideas. It raises questions about things like morality and science. And I mean real science too. That's what makes this movie so damn creepy. I mean, it's science fiction technically, but in maybe 10 or 20 years, it could be science fact. The basic story is there's these two genetic engineers, Clive and Elsa, who are like pioneers in their field. You know, they're creating all these revolutionary animal hybrids that are yielding all these amazing medical breakthroughs, and they want to push it further. They decide to splice together animal DNA and human DNA. This is all highly illegal, of course, so they do it in secret. Their company has no idea. The experiment is a success, and they create this hybrid creature, which they name Dren. And like Frankenstein monsters tend to do, she grows beyond their control, and lots of bad stuff happens. That's actually a great way to describe this movie, actually. It's a modern reimagining of Frankenstein crossed with a dysfunctional family drama. You got Clive and Elsa as the surrogate parents, and Dren as the surrogate child. At least, that's the way it starts. But in the latter half of the movie, as Dren starts to, as Dren is like rapidly maturing, there's this really dark, twisted, erotic element that gets introduced. And that's all I'm going to say about that, because this is one of those things you do not want to be spoiled for. But, oh my god, in regards to that, there's something that happens at the end of this movie, you'll know it when you see it, that is, hands down, one of the most horrifying and profoundly disturbing things that I have seen in any movie in the last 10 years. I mean, I was cringing in my seat as I was watching this. Oh my god. I mean, this is how I was watching the scene. I was like, oh god, I'm gonna be lying awake at night thinking about this thing. I got goosebumps. I got goosebumps thinking about this shit. Oh, what such a freaking creepy moment. Anyway, the acting from everybody is first rate. It's actually a very small cast. It's only 3 main characters and a few supporting players, but they're all very good. You got Adrian Brody, Sarah Polley, who I don't think I'd actually seen in anything before this movie, but the real standout here is the actress who plays Dren. Because Dren starts out as a CG creation, but eventually an actress assumes the role. Delphine Delphine Chenaik. I don't know how to pronounce it, but wow. I mean, I was genuinely blown away by her performance, because the thing of it is, how does an actor even prepare for a role like that? I mean, how do you prepare for a character that is human but also fundamentally not human? I mean, you can't train for something like that. I mean, how does an actor reconcile those two elements when there's really no reference for it? I don't know, but she knocked this role out of the park. I mean, because Dren is just a fascinating character to watch, because she has these two opposing forces constantly pulling her in these different directions, and she's sympathetic as well as scary. I mean, you kind of view Dren as like the adorable family pet, but at the same time, you can't help but feel kind of horrified by what she has the potential to become. Kind of like an adorable little puppy that gets rabies, you know? But I mean, it's such a thought-provoking character. The whole film is like that, really. I mean, I think it helps that it's actually very small scale. Most of the film takes place in a lab and then a barn. I mean, there's very few set pieces, which I liked because it created a really intimate feeling. So most of the story is just about following these three characters, which you can pull off if you have good writing. I mean, these are great characters and wonderfully complex and messy and messed up and all that stuff. Um, the acting is terrific. The script is brilliant and provocative. If you like horror, if you like smart science fiction that's actually about something, if you like to be scared, I think you will love this movie as much as I did. And the sad thing about that is, though, I think a lot of casual viewers are going to pass this movie by and ignore it, because it is a small movie and it doesn't have any big stars, and it only has the kind of underground type of buzz. And I really don't want to see Splice get like chewed up and spit out by Shrek 4 and Prince of Persia, because this is a terrific film that deserves to be seen by a larger audience. I think this could become a modern horror classic. I really do. So, I think that's about it. Yeah, I think that's everything I wanted to cover. So, Splice, I give this movie 2 thumbs up, 2 big thumbs way up. Turn off the computer. Go see this freaking movie right now. That's all I got. See you guys later. Yeah, later. Bye.